The paramount ruler of the great Idjerhe Kingdom in the Ethiopia local government area of Delta State, His Royal Majesty King Obukoko Monday Ato Whiskey Idjerhe I, has called on the federal government to take back control of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) with immediate effect. The king conveyed his message during a press briefing with journalists at his palace in Idjerhe. He also spoke on the burning issues about the NDDC, such as the non-completion of various projects in his kingdom. While calling for the relocation of the body to the office of the presidency, Idjerhe King, who has been a strong advocate for the advancement of the Niger Delta, also called on the federal government to fund the new leadership of the NDDC in order for projects to be actualized across the Niger Delta region.
I called this press conference to address three burning issues in the region of the Niger Delta. You will agree with me that I have been a strong advocate of proper administration of the Niger Delta Development Commission. Not because I am a Niger Delta king, but because my kingdom, the great Idjerhe Kingdom, is a major oil producing kingdom in the Niger Delta. And therefore, the right and the privileges associated with oil production, my people deserve them. If you go around the kingdom of Idjerhe as we speak, there are about 3, 4, 5 abandoned NDDC sponsored projects. Between Okweka and Ugbewe, where you have the major oil stations, there is an abandoned road project there. Between Ugbomoja and Ovadi, there is an abandoned road project there. Between Goberoku and Agalokpe, there is a major road project with about 3 bridges that has been abandoned. And each time I talk about NDDC, people are quick to ask, how come you are the only one shouting about NDDC? I say I must talk because the oil minerals that is funding the nation of Nigeria today, we produce majorly part of it. And because NDDC have not had a stable board in the past 3 years, so many things were not properly put in place. But you and I will appreciate that now that NDDC has a board, the tax is now on their table. So I want to use this medium to request that the current leadership of NDDC revisit the projects that were abandoned in Idjerhe and put in place plan for new ones, so that the benefit that's associated with oil that my people are producing, that my kingdom is producing, can be feasible in the kingdom. Secondly, NDDC is a federal government interventionist agency, and therefore, in the past 3 years, they have failed to live up to their social corporate responsibility because they have had a lot of undue interference orchestrated by the leadership of the Federal Ministry of the Niger Delta Affairs. And therefore, I have no hesitation in calling on Mr. President to, as a matter of urgent national importance, relocate NDDC from the Federal Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs to the Presidency, as it was before 2019. Because before 2019, the Niger Delta Development Commission was domiciled in the Presidency, and at that time, interference were very minimal. In year 2000, when this NDDC was to be established, I was the first media consultant to the Senate Committee under the late Senator Fred Bruman. I knew how power that be resisted the establishment of the NDDC. It was the people advocacy that resulted in the enactment of that law. At a stage, the National Assembly, who saw what was coming, had to veto the president then to make NDDC to be. Therefore, no Niger Delta man will be given the control of NDDC, and that he will not do something funny with it. Therefore, returning NDDC to the presidency as it is currently done to the Northeast Development Commission, a sister agency of the same equal status with the NDDC. Of course, you and I know that the Northeast Development Commission is working perfectly well. It's still domiciled in the presidency. So there is no tenable reason why NDDC should now be domiciled with the Federal Ministry of the Niger Delta Affairs to allow for this undue interference. I believe that the current board of NDDC will work better if they are answerable to the presidency, not answerable to one politically inclined individual. That is the issue. That is the analogy. Take NDDC back to the presidency for the purpose of ease of administration. Number 3, NDDC needs adequate funding. It needs adequate funding to be able to carry out the very many projects, the very many responsibilities that he has. Therefore, I have no hesitation in calling on all sister or partners. There are people who are partnering with the agency, international oil corporations, who are funding, who are helping to fund NDDC. So much money has been kept aside because of what has happened in the past 3 years. That people uses NDDC money as a pocket money. All those money that were kept aside for a statutory board. In fact, I was one of those who advocated that apart from the salary of staff of NDDC, no other money should be released to them because the money was just being wasted. So there was no reason for that. And now that a statutory board has been constituted, I call on the federal government to, as a matter of urgent national importance, release to the current NDDC board all funds due the agency so that they can go to site almost immediately. A lot of projects that are not cancelled, that are abandoned, that are supposed to be ongoing, I am aware that scarcity of funds is responsible for contractor not returning back to site. So releasing those money to the current board will help them greatly in achieving the desired result while that agency is settled.
I am Rero Henry Abbas, and this is Rero TV. Thank you for watching.